Now, right. Hello, this is Andreas Pop Culture Guy. Today is the latest Andreas Pop Culture Perspective slash review. It is on Green Room, directed by Germany Solman, starring the late great Anton Yelchin, uh, Image Boots, and Patrick Stewart. Now, overall, the plot is the Green Room is a brutal fiction thriller that blends punk rock grit with siege horror. The story follows a struggling punk band who, after playing a gig at a remote neo-Nazi bar, witness a murder and become a trapped and backstage, fighting for survival against a violent, organized group. Now, this is written and directed by one of the most promising writing directors of all time, Germany Slender. Primo is one of those perfect magic thrillers with original and premise and style, perfect pacing, tight, well knit editing. Is while it may be a little chaotic, it never loses the investment of the character. One of the biggest surprises I seen in 2016 after all the not after the bullets. Actually, someone invited me to see this film, and it was so perfect. Simply, I couldn't wait to check this movie out, and I'm so happy I'm gonna dive into this movie more in my channel because it's really fantastic. I mean, the premise is good, the unique cast were fascinating, and the film delivers it both. So, while we have many thrillers in the past where people get locked into a room or find a way to escape, we haven't had one with this unique voice behind it. The director managed to spin around with the premise and deliver a thriller that is stylish without being noisy or overdone. The 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 engine, the catalyst of the whole plot works perfectly, and the characters who are set up brilliantly in the first 10 minutes works wonderfully in the environment. The instant world building the director managed to convey through the visuals is absorbing. It placed the viewer right in the middle of the chaos and managed to never lose the geographic of the setting, which is incredible. The cinematography of the film is really gorgeous, really beautiful. Early on, it delivers some beautiful and insightful shots that perfectly serve the story and setup. But once shit starts hitting the fan, the editing of the film comes marginally, I think, comes virtually into play and does a superb job. The intensity atmosphere conveyed throughout the color and pace never leaves in the screen and pervades the audience in every second of the film until the end. Just as it's a survey is definitely the makeup department, which had a couple of really key moments that hit the viewer like a brick and contributed in giving a sense of anxiety and fear that once again is appended to the audience for the whole duration. Ultimately, it comes down to the three central performances in the film by Yanchin, Boots, and Stewart, who are all remarkable great, or whom are all remarkable great. The highlight definitely being Boots for me, who managed to totally disappear in the role to a point that I didn't know she was in the film until I read the cast list. That was very true. I have been a great fan of her work. I'm very happy she's getting more to do here. And then normally you don't see Stewart in this kind of role, a villain role. He has been a bad guy before, but nothing like this. While he may be a 70-year-old man, he enters the room in his control and the way the yonder muscle up Nazis say virtually nothing and in retort to his commands and hand on his every word exhibits his power among the collective. It was nice and welcome touch to the proceedings, which is really great. And then into the performances, I said before, the big one for me I need to bring up is the late great Anton Yelchin. Really sad he's not longer with us, but he does deliver a grounded and human performance as Pan, making every decision feel desperate and real. This is one of his final roles, as I mentioned before, I understand that's one of the strong testament to his talent. And then you get the director and his tone. I think this director from his other work, Blue Ruin, keeps the film lean and relentless. There's no waste time. Once the intensity starts, it really lights up. The tone is raw and unpolished in the best way. The violence isn't stylized, but it's sudden and messy and uncomfortable. The realism heightens the suspense and makes every moment feel dangerous. The atmosphere and themes is really good. The punk setting isn't just aesthetic; it enforces the film's themes of survival, anti authoritarian, and being trapped in the system that you don't understand. This movie really explores that well. The moral ambiguity. No one is truly prepare for the situation, the illusion of control, and then the group of dynamics under extreme pressure is really good here. What makes it stand out? I mean, the claustrophobic locked in room intensity is really good here. Really shocking and scary. The smart, realistic decision making of the characters don't feel dumb. That's really great and really stands out. The minimalism storytelling, not unnecessary exposition, is really great here. Thank goodness there's not like this big dialogue dump. It's it's visual storytelling and a little bit of dialogue. Really good. And then the constant sense that everyone could die in any moment. Pretty good. And just wrapping up this final review, happy 10th anniversary Green Room. It's not an easy watch, but it's not exactly the point. It's tensely stripped down, unapologetic, unapologetically brutal. If you're into survival theories like myself, that prioritize or it focus that realism over spectacle. This one hits hard. The Green Room combines some of the worst fears into one horrific slander, middle of nowhere setting, Jack, um, anomalous weather, Jack, evil people waiting to end your life, Jack. Can wait, get can get any worse than gun wielding Nazis with ravished dogs. Compelling, realistic bad guy, huge Jack. The violence is also compelling and brutal as well, leaving one in abject horror over the sight of someone with a knife in their head, or when dogs start ripping someone apart. At no point during the film did the intensity feel forced or ever light up. The stakes are appropriately raised and when needed, and that is when we got Patrick Stewart in all his glory. I can't say enough good things about this film, for it's a tightly wound, tightly uh, economic film that keeps you invested in the film. Even when the third act goes a little off rail, but for good reasons, is not the determinant of the future. Give it a shot. It's terrifying, but way better than most horror films out there right now. Rating for this film, a 9 out of 10. Fantastic. Thank you everyone for joining for another Andreas Pop Culture Retrospective Slash Review Pod 2, where you now have 5 major movie views I just reviewed now. So just listed here right now. You got the Green Room for the 10th anniversary. You got the Running Scare 40th anniversary, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice 10th anniversary, and then of course you got Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and then X-Men. So those are your 5 major movie views. Hope you enjoy it. Please comment down in the comment section how I can improve my podcasting, my reviews of these films slash TV in the long form or short form. But meantime, uh, hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. Ciao, everyone. Have a good week. Ciao. Bye bye. Thank you so much. Please support and have a good day.